As February comes to a close, I want to share with you the news stories that I found interesting this month. You may have caught a few of them through the month, but I'll hazard a bet there's at least one here that passed you by. Hey, I'm Togi, and welcome to my Terrarium. So first up is the anglerfish. This story was hard to miss, as the rare footage captured near the Canary Islands has gone viral. The footage was recorded by a team of researchers actually at the tail end of January, but it wasn't until the second week of February that it started garnering so much attention. It shows a Black Seadevil Anglerfish, which I find to be fittingly named, as it's dark-skinned with gaping jaws that are lined with sharp fangs. And although it doesn't bear a traditional devil's tail, it does have bioluminescent forehead lures that dangle in front of its mouth to entice its prey, which I find pretty devilish in nature. This never-before-documented footage shows an anglerfish slowly making its way to the ocean's surface, which is most bizarre as this species belongs much deeper. The watery depths of 650 to 6,500 feet is where it calls home. So what was this deep-sea fish doing up here? Well, even experts don't really know, but there have been three possible causes suggested. Firstly, it could have been something it ate. Maybe its dinner was a fish with a swim bladder or a gas gland. This could have caused the anglerfish to be more buoyant than it should be, and start floating towards the surface. Another option is that due to where the footage was captured, there's a possibility that volcanic activity had something to do with it. Just off the coast of the Canary Islands, there are columns of rising warm water. Maybe this anglerfish got caught in one and boosted it upwards. The final option seems most viable to me. There are large predators that swim at depths where anglerfish are found, such as whales, seals and dolphins, and they all rise back up to the surface. It could be that one of them found this anglerfish to be a unpalatable snack, so spat it back out. It's a shame we won't know the real reason, but there is still lots that can be learnt from this footage. It's wonderful to have, as we know so little about the depths of our oceans. But this has shone a little light for us. Talking about our oceans, they're definitely on the rise. Global sea levels have risen by around 10 centimetres, or 4 inches, since the early 90s, and it's predicted to increase at a much faster rate in the decades ahead. This is due to mass glacier melting, which is occurring because of the global temperature rise we're causing. I know I've noticed the increased summer heat. It looks like glaciers have too. This month, an article was published in the journal Nature, titled Community Estimate of Global Glacier Mass Changes from 2000 to 2023. And this has been touted as the most comprehensive scientific analysis to date of glaciers. This study reveals there has been significant glacier mass loss, and the reality of this data has shown that the loss is about 18% more than had been predicted. With data like this, we really do need to turn down the heat, and fast. There does seem to be considerable regional variation, with some glaciers only losing around 2% of their mass, but others losing as much as 39%. So this averages out to a severe impact of roughly 5% of all glacier ice globally having melted. That's an eye-watering 7 trillion tonnes of ice, or 6.5 trillion metric tonnes, since 2000. Studies like this allow us to be more aware of the effects we are having on our beautiful planet. And this one proves to us that we're not doing enough to protect it. Our planet's glaciers are not only beautiful, but they are also tremendously important, providing fresh water to millions of people worldwide, and they're unique ecosystems that many species rely on. Even though it seems like a monumental task, we can all do something, even small, to protect our wonderful planet. Well, after that concerning news, I'm ready for something positive. And I've got just the story. Once known as the loneliest bat in Britain, a male greater mouse-eared bat is no longer alone. A female has been found in the South Downs National Park. She was discovered during the annual hibernation survey by members of the Sussex Bat Group, and this is the first female recorded since the 1980s. There has been a male, and although he hasn't been spotted this year, it still brings a greater hope that a breeding population is out there. And as if that wasn't remarkable enough, a second female has been sighted near Dover Castle in Kent, and they haven't been seen there in over 40 years. This really does prove that even a species like this, that's on the brink of extinction, can be brought back, if only we continue to conserve and restore the habitats they live in. With all the work done by groups like the Sussex Bat Group, who found the first female, we are learning so much more about bats, and how to better support their habitats. For example, by protecting heritage sites and historical landmarks, this is creating the perfect environment for bats to roost and hibernate, as they need somewhere quiet and undisturbed. This sparks great hope that one day we will have a stable colony of greater mouse-eared bats, and that other species like them now stand a much better chance too. If you want to get involved, then have a look for your local bat group. I'm sure they'd be happy to hear from you. And if you want to do your part to start making everywhere better for bats, then just remember to keep your outside light off when you're not using it, as bats much prefer the dark. And for my last little story, did you celebrate World Pangolin Day? Well, it was on the 15th of February, and these surprisingly cute little animals deserve the spotlight. They are the world's only truly scaly mammal. Their scales provide them with a full set of armour, as they are covered from the tip of their nose to the end of their tails. It's a truly awesome design for effective self-defence. And similarly to hedgehogs, if they're touched or grabbed, they'll roll up into a tight ball. And funnily enough, their name actually comes from the Malay word for roller, which couldn't be more fitting. Sadly, they are heavily poached, bearing the heartbreaking title of the most trafficked mammals in the world, with all of their species appearing on the ICUN Red List of threatened species, ranging from vulnerable to critically endangered. They are trafficked for both their meat and scales in Asia and Africa, as they are considered a delicacy to eat, and the scales are ground up for alternative medicine. Oh, and for their skin, which has been in higher demand in the Americas for leather goods. But don't worry, I don't just have doom and gloom for you. I want to tell you about the good that's going on. The Worldwide Fund for Nature, or WWF, revealed their recent success in the prevention of illegal trafficking of pangolin goods. Their project has trained over 360 police officers in Nepal, stretching along the main illegal wildlife trade routes. This training has included how to identify the scales and other parts or products made of pangolin, along with the effects this illegal trading is having on the wildlife. These officers are now much better prepared and can more effectively take the front line on protecting these awesome animals. It's people just like you and me that make projects like these happen though. When we all group together and support projects like this, real change can be made. I'm not sponsored, but I believe the WWF do great work, so I'll leave a link in the description for you to check them out if you want to. And if you've enjoyed this video, then consider supporting Togi's Terrarium on Kofi so I can continue making videos about awesome animals and our beautiful world. Oh, and let me know in the comments if I missed your favourite story from February. Take care all, and I'll catch you on the next one.